Hey guys, Camup here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Clone Wars Captain Rex Transformer review. Here he is. I'm not sure what this vehicle is called from the franchise. I did know what it was called at one point, but then I forgot it. But this is the alt mode, or the vehicle mode. Looking very nice. You get this turret that can rotate. It has a, if you pick this off, you pick off the turret. It's just held in with a peg and a hole. There's a little button right there, and if you press that button, it will shoot. Well, it should shoot, but it doesn't. It does kind of shoot out, like it shoots out a small bit. You see, you could pull it out now, but when it's locked in all the way, you can't. That's because the only way it'll actually shoot is if it's aimed downwards. And even then, it doesn't really shoot that well. So, anyway, put the turret back on. You got a nice little rebel symbol there. If you swivel, just take the turret off. If you take the turret off, you'll notice some cannons around the figure. They're all individually articulated with rotation ball joints. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. He also has 6 legs in alt mode. And this little cockpit right here can untab and open, and if you have a small figure, you could put him in there. So if I reach on off camera here and grab my mini Yoda, then we could put him in there. So here he is, and you just sort of sit him in there. He doesn't really stand up in there, but he sort of slides down. But you can close that up if you want to. But anyway, now that we've taken a look at his alt mode, let's get him into his robot mode. So first thing you want to do, obviously, is take off the turret. Next thing you want to do is put him upright, like so, just to make it easier for you to do the transformation. Next thing you're going to want to do is come to the center here and untab the bottom half of the figure, like that. From there, then what you want to do is turn him over and grab both these sides and just pull them apart. That will open these flaps, which will reveal the face and pretty much everything in there. Then you're going to want to bring it and pull it out, which will pretty much unhinge it. And then you just hinge the whole thing down, and it doesn't tab in, as you can see, but it'll just rest on his back. Next thing you want to do is take the bottom half of the vehicle and separate it, and then rotate these sections around like so. They're on a ratchet joint. And you take these little feet and you just fold them down like so. Then what you're going to want to do is take the little feet on the wrists and just rotate them up and around like that. It's pretty simple. Then you can just straighten out the arms like so. Then come down here. There's a little tiny board right there where you just get your finger in and you pull that panel down, push it all the way down and back, and the second panel will come out and create the front of his foot, while the smaller panel creates the heel for the back of his foot. So there you have him with his feet down. So at this point, basically you're just going to want to come over here, grab his head and just pull it up. You might want to take the backpack and sort of bring it back a bit so you can get more leverage. You just pull it up and pull it till you hear this snapping noise. You couldn't really hear it probably on the video, but there's a teeny tiny snapping noise or clicking noise that happens there. You could adjust the feet to make him stand better. And there you have your Captain Rex figure. And of course, you could take the turret from his vehicle mode, and you could put it in either one of his hands, and he could hold it like that. Again, if you try to push the button, it doesn't really fire outward. Well, it did that time. But yeah, that's that. It works better when it's not actually on in vehicle mode, but also on the gun or on the turret. There's a little seat. You could also put Mini Yoda in there, and he actually fits pretty well, even though he doesn't really tab in. There's no tabs or holes or anything. But anyway, he can hold that as a weapon. As you can see, if you turn him around, he does have this huge backpack with sort of feet sticking out everywhere. But from the front, he looks fine. You still have all those cannons, and they still rotate all the way around. For articulation on this guy, you have side-to-side rotation in the head. You have this outward and that outward hinge, and a very tight, as you can hear that plastic. I don't like that sound, but I'm not going to do that anymore. But it does rotate around. You get bicep swivel and a single hinge in the elbow. Nothing in the hands. You don't get any waist articulation. If you come down to the hips, you got this ratchet joint that lets it go out. You also have that same rotation that the arms did. You also have thigh swivel rotation. And I guess if you want to count it, you also have foot movement up and down, I guess. But yeah, there he is. For size comparison, if we move this guy over, we could go ahead and go off camera and grab another figure, which is Transformers Generations Cup. You see, Cup is a bit shorter than Captain Rex there. So yeah, overall, if I have to give this figure a rating, I'd have to give it probably a 7 out of 10. The only reason that he wasn't higher up on the scaling chart is mostly due to this giant backpack and the fact that overall he's just not that stable, as you can see. If you want to get him to stand, you kind of have to have his legs right next to each other, and even when you do that, it doesn't really work. You can see he falls against the wall. But other than that, this figure is actually pretty great. But yeah. Anyway, guys, if you do want to see more Transformers or just figures in general reviews from me, make sure to hit that like button down below to show me that you appreciate this stuff. And as always, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any updates, such as videos and content from the channel. And I'll see you guys later.